WNBA, BeaverCountyRadio.com, all brought to you by St. Barnabas.
Local news, local topics, local conversation. You're listening to AM Beaver County on 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WMBA. Presented by St. Barnabas and streaming live at BeaverCountyRadio.com.
We're back here on AM Beaver County on this Thursday morning, and now joined in studio by Natalie and Henry Bufalini from the San Rocco Cultural Committee. And good morning to the both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
And we're here to talk today about the San Rocco Festa taking place this weekend, starting on Friday. And it's taking place up at the Beaver Valley Auto Field. That's a new location this year, isn't it?
Yes, it's a location for us. We've founded a bigger, better venue. We attract a lot of people, thankfully, to come and enjoy the festival with us. And this is our 97th year, and we're pretty happy about our area and what's going on right now. And, of course, you know it's going on August 12th, 13th, and 14th. And for those of you who've never been there, it's a very joyous occasion. It's very light and lively, and our entertainment is just off the wall. I mean, we have Joanne Riccozzi and Louis Ventura. They start in the San Rocco Festa band, which has been in operation for forever. And then on Saturday evening, the booths. By the way, everything opens at 5:30, and we have a Mojo Deal era group that's local, and they're just off the charts. They play Chicago, Santana, you name it. And then, backed by popular demand, we have a group called the Lights Out, and they're a big favorite. I mean, in fact, they was there a couple of years ago, and everybody wanted them back. So they're actually 8:30 they start, and they're actually coming back Saturday. That's what everybody wanted. So we're gonna have it, and they're down there at 8 o'clock on Sunday evening. Of course, the main thing about our festa is we're honoring a saint called San Rocco, and like I said, it's our 97th year. And the biggest part of our festa is we have a mass on Sunday morning, and after the mass we have a procession, and we have statue carriers that carry this statue through the streets of Aliquippa. And it's a very solemn but joyous occasion to honoring our patron saint. And I'm proud to say the part of Italy that it came from was where my dad was born. And we did something that was unique. In 1973, we took this festival that we have in Aliquippa, chartered a plane, and went back to Italy, and we brought the festa back there. And I don't know of any ethnic group that ever did that. Everybody come from somewhere, but we're so proud of that we brought it back in this little town. And like I said, coming to Aliquippa in 1925, and we've been going every year since. And I'm proud to say I'm 86 years young, and I've been in this festa for over 66 years. And I've actually played in a band. I'm a trumpet player because we have a festa band. And on the little outskirts of this festa band, a little offshoot, we have a little group called the Balabi Band. Now, while the fireworks are going on, this Balabi Band plays Italian ethnic tunes. And then on Sunday night, we have our baby doll dance. Now, we have these two dolls that people get in it, and they dance to Italian music again, along with the Balabi Band playing. And on these dolls are fireworks that shoot off. The story goes, it's an old folk tale, that the lady got bitten by a spider, a tarantula, they call it the dance of Tarantella, and they did not have ways to get rid of the poison. So they figured if we can get her and keep her dancing, that'll get rid of the poisons. So she dances with fireworks shooting off, and the male dances with her to keep her dancing. Of course, at the end, the fireworks go out, and they get together, and she's cured of the spider bite, and they live happily ever after. And I'll turn this over to Natalie. I'm sure she has some very good things to say about food. Oh, food, you can't go on with all Italian food and homemade. Go ahead, Nat.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I just wanted to repeat that our booths open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall starting at 5:30, and everything closes off at 11 p.m. Along with all that great entertainment that we reviewed, there will be loads of different vendors, several food trucks, homemade raviolis, homemade pastries, pizzelles, biscottis, wine cookies, all of the good things, plenty to drink. We'll have hot and cold coffee, lemonade, pop, Gatorade, water, and there will also be a variation of adult beverages for those that are of age. The admission is only $3 per night for adults. Admission is free for children under 13 that are accompanied by an adult. Obviously, since it's at the Beaver Valley Mall, there will be plenty of free and convenient, easy, accessible to the grounds parking. We're going to have awesome weather, so if you haven't checked that out, rain can kind of damper things. There's almost no rain in the forecast for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So we're really looking forward to a great festa, looking forward to very family-friendly events, along with all of that great food and entertainment. We have a large children's area. There will be bouncy houses, a Velcro wall, and plenty of games for the little ones.
Wow. I've asked one question so far, and you guys have just, sort of, explained a lot, but it is a lot, and it's a great tradition that has gone on for so many years. And like Henry was saying, this is, transcribed generations of families and generations of those who have, participated in the festival. And it is cool to see that, even though with the change of location, there is all that different tradition that sort of stays with the festa each and every year.
Matt, we've mentioned tradition, and I've said some things, and you just talked about it. One thing that I'm very proud of, in my years in there, we've always talked about passing this tradition down from generation to generation. Well, this worked, and that's why it stayed together for 97 years. And I could proudly say that I have a son who plays the trumpet alongside of me, and I have a granddaughter, Natalie, that plays the clarinet in the band. I have another grandson, Michael. And we had Brandon, the drummer, and they think it's the first time ever that we've had the 5 generations, and 3 generations. I'm sorry, and they're just so proud of that. That we was able to do that. So, and we're not the only ones. There's a lot of families that could say the same thing, and rightly so. And it just seems to permeate. And people get in there and help out, and it's hard to describe. But they say on that day everybody's an Italian. They just say that because it's so happy, and it's just hard to display. You see smiling faces and everybody hollering "Viva San Rocco" on and on and on, and they mean it. And the statue carriers, they walk through this whole procession, and in August it's always hot, and they take a vow for some reason that they don't put one thing in their mouth, not a drop of water or anything. And there's like 16 of them that carry the statue. Now, if you see the statue, on San Rocco's foot is a Cimelli. And as the story went, he was born in Montpellier, France, and he went to Italy to do his worldly goods. And he got sick, and so he went into a cave and was dying. So a dog brought him this Cimelli, and it kept him alive. And as the story goes, the owner of the dog, the farmer, seen the dog go in there and wondered what he was doing. So he seen him bringing a Cimelli. So he brought Rocco some water, which kept him alive. But San Rocco, if you see the statue, he points with his right hand down to his knee. He has a mark, a little bit of blood coming out. And for what we know so far in history, is he's the only saint that shows any sign of an affliction. Usually they're holy in part and nothing wrong. And that, of course, he had what would have been called the virus or whatever it would have been in that day back in the 1600s. So he's the only one who shows with that. But in fact, he went back to France, and that's where he died, and they exonerated him as a saint. But pretty cool story, and everybody's into that, And
and it's that kind of interest in history that does sort of piece everything together, where they can sort of figure out how things from back then sort of piece together with things from now and keep this tradition alive. We're going to continue talking about the San Rocco Festa taking place this weekend at the Beaver Valley Auto Field. And we'll do that after the break here on AM Beaver County.
The ballpark is coming into your living room or the dashboard of your car. That's because Pirates Baseball is on Beaver County Radio. Set the dial to WBVP WMBA 99.3 FM or 95.7 FM, and then turn the volume up to hear the most beautiful sound in the world. Pirates Baseball is sure to be a hit this year, and it's presented locally by the Beer Falls Municipal Authority, Express Employment Professionals, Dr. C. Timothy Lipp, Falcones Boone Township Board, Keystone Wellness Program, and St. Barnabas, among others, right here on Beaver County Radio.
Hi, folks. I'm with our good friend John Diagardi from Roe Monument. John, you were telling me earlier that people really should not rush into choosing a memorial for their loved one. Now, why is that?
We found that families need to take ample time to grieve first. Grief is not something that we get over, but rather something that we learn to live with. So the length of time to grieve varies from person to person.
You mentioned that the monument can't be placed right away.
That's right. There are certain things that need to take place before a monument can be installed. So it's really worth taking time to think about how to plan and design a memorial that truly reflects a person's life. It's actually a healing activity that helps to alleviate grief.
John, this makes a lot of sense.
It does, and when the time is right to proceed, not only can Roe Monument help families choose and design their memorial, we can help them save as much as 50% by eliminating the middleman.
Thank you, John. Folks, you can learn more simply by visiting RoeMonuments.com.
Beaver County Radio and Aliquippa Giant Eagle want to take you out to the ballpark. Tune in this week, visit beavercountyradio.com, and check the station's social media feeds for details on how you can find yourself at PNC Park for next Sunday's game against the Cincinnati Reds. Get your favorite Pirates gear ready because you might be heading to the ballpark next weekend. Your chance to win tickets is happening soon, courtesy of Aliquippa Giant Eagle right here on Beaver County Radio.
3 strikes, they're out at the old ball game.
It's the Diamond Anniversary year of Beaver County Radio, and it's bigger and better than ever. We're now part of the St. Barnabas Radio Network and simulcasting on 4 radio stations and online at beavercountyradio.com.
And we're back on AM Beaver County on this Thursday morning. We're talking with Natalee Bufalini and Henry Bufalini from the San Rocco Cultural Committee. And we were talking over the break a little bit about how every day is just going to be filled with a lot of different things. And Natalee, you want to elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, so we did mention that our booths are opening at 5:30 every evening, Friday, August 12th, Saturday, August 13th, and Sunday, August 14th, and they will close down at 11. Every night when you come, you will have live entertainment throughout the evening. There will be loads of different food trucks and food vendors. We went over some of those things. There'll be homemade raviolis. Hermes will be there, pastries, adult beverages for those of age, lemonade, Gatorade, pop, and water. So anything that you are looking for, food or drink-wise, will be available throughout the evening. On Friday night, we have our fabulous Frankie Capri kicking off our event at 5:30, and then Joanne Robertozzi and Louis Veneria. They are an Italian singing duo from New York City, and they will be autograph signing after their show concludes. Then the San Rocco Festa band will finish out our night on Friday. On Saturday, we'll be back starting at 5:30 again with Frankie Capri, and then Mojo Daya and the Usual Suspects. My paps mentioned how much of a family affair this is. My dad, David, is actually in that band, so we're looking forward to hearing them. They were just at Hopewell Park last week and drew a pretty big crowd, so we're looking forward to seeing a lot of those same people back. They play it all. They're a pop and variety and classic rock band. After them, Frankie Capri will join us again, and then back by very, very popular demand. That's why we have them coming on Saturday and Sunday night. The band Lights Out. They are a tribute band to Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. On Saturday night after the Lights Out band at 10:30, we will have a huge fireworks display by Zambelli Fireworks that we are really looking forward to. That's again at 10:30 on Saturday night. Then Sunday, 9 a.m. in the morning, we have the San Rocco Liturgy at St. Titus Church in Aliquippa. After that, at 11 a.m., we'll have the San Rocco procession through the streets of Aliquippa, beginning on the Sheffield Terrace. And then in the evening, to close us out, we will open our booths again at 5:30 with Frankie Capri. And at 6 o'clock, John Tucci, he's a Beaver County favorite and local, military and first responder salute. At 6:30, the San Rocco Festa Band is up for round 2. 8:45, that very popular Lights Out Jersey Beach Boys show will be Sunday night. And to conclude our Festa Sunday evening at 10:30, we will have the Baby Doll Dance with the Beloved Band, as my pap previously mentioned. That's a San Rocco tradition, and if you've been there before and you haven't come to the Baby Doll Dance, you need to. It is an absolute must-see.
Henry, do you want to?
Man, I've been dancing that doll for 33 years. This is going to be my swan song. I'm gonna pass it on again. As tradition goes, someone else will do it. But it was going through my mind as Natalee was talking and bringing this up. Obviously, this thing isn't put together in a heartbeat. You know, there's meetings and meetings before this because you have to get the vendors in line, And there's a lot of legal logistics that you have to go through, get it done, obviously, in today's world, which is not a problem. We have all the bases covered. But people just show up and help out. I'm talking about they're moving like a couple hundred chairs. They're putting drapery. They're putting tents up. And we have Beaver County's been very responsive to whatever we needed to do. We have to give them a good shot in the arm for what they do. And they have a juvenile and work release programs. So we get together with the sheriff's departments, and they send us kids that have to do community work. And what a great asset they are to us. If they move one chair or one table or one tent, that's one less thing we had to move. And they bring their supervisors along, and we couldn't ask for better help or cooperation. They just been great with us. And this is year after year. And we recognize it. We always send a letter to the courthouse and the powers that be it, how much we appreciate that. So we never forget where we come from and what we did, and we do not forget the people that help us out. You can't, because it's bigger than one person. I mean, everybody has their own thing, and it seemed like everybody moved just like robotically, and you can just see the passion and the work, and everybody's getting along and singing, and we have music usually playing as we're doing that. It's a lot of hard work, and it is. Putting a stage up and putting chairs and tents up is not easy, but nobody complains, and everybody looks ahead, and no one looks for a pat in the back. I did this, I did that. Nobody cares. You know what you have to do. You go ahead and do it, because the end result, it's fun. And then we tear down on Monday, and the kids come back. They're there when we put them up and coming down, and just magically our group shows up. One more thing I talked about us bringing a festa back to Italy. 4 years ago, we're talking with the people in Patrica and a band director. And so they come to the United States, and they stayed with us for a week. What a tribute that was. I mean, we went there, and they come back. And, of course, we housed them and took care of them like they did with us. And it just so joyous. I mean, you just can't put a price tag on it. That's memories that they'll never take off your mind. And it's all about the honor of the saint. That's the first and foremost. But it's this kind of stuff that brings you together. It's just so hard to replace it. Once you're there and a part of it, you can see. And people just to watch the parade going by, we call it's actually the procession. You can just see it in them. They're waving Italian flags, and they're hauling. And every so often, as you're going up the street, there's somebody there with a table with a little something to nip on, whether it be an anisette or whiskey or something, and they'll holler, "Viva San Rocco!" Here's something to wet your whistle, So it's just fun. That's something else, that's tradition. There's tables all over the place. But we had the entourage, holy entourage, and they were there the 1 year, and everybody put the drinks away. They thought, you don't want to do that for the bishop. And a couple of blocks down the road, he said, "Gee, I thought you got something to drink in this procession." So everybody brought the alcohol back out. All the Italians brought their wine out. It was a pretty funny thing, but that's an honor that the bishop was there. And then when we went to Italy, we had an audience with the Pope. And that was pretty different and ironic, just to go there in his presence. And, he recognized our group from the United States and the San Rocco Festa. So that was all pretty special stuff. It was just a lot of attitudes and attributes about the stuff that we did. And we're just proud of all that. But again, people just go doing it without looking for a pat in the back. And it's just hard to explain unless you've been there. And so as Natalie read everything that's going to happen, who's going to be there, and be seeing the entertainment and the food, you can't go wrong. Come on down, have a good time.
No, you can't. And something you mentioned in there, too, and it sort of was mentioned by Natalie as well when she was running down the events, is that, even though this is a thing for, the Italian pride and the Italian heritage and tradition, it doesn't necessarily stray away. It's not cornered into just one part of life. We talk about, the kids having their things to do and all the different kinds of entertainment that are going to be there, and the military salute. It's just there is that heritage connection, but it does showcase itself in all forms of everyday life, whether it be, just living in Beaver County or going off to fight or whatever the case may be.
You're right, Matt. And I've been into different things in Beaver County that have to raise money for cancer, stuff like that. And people here are so generous. And there's people say there's not another place like this in the world. And I haven't been all over the world, but I got to believe that, because I just see the friendliness and the faces and just willing to help. I mean, it's just fantastic, and makes you feel good. And like I said, I was fortunate. I was part of it, not the only one, but part of the band going over there and working to get the trip. And that was something. And the Pachico, where this festa come from, is a little town about an hour southeast of Rome. And it's up on a hill. In fact, you could be looking down and having supper and seeing someone come and say, we're getting company. You got time to get done eating, do the dishes, and get ready, because it takes about 20 minutes to get up. Or just a little town up on a hill. And we celebrate the second weekend of every year in August for our festa, because he was born on the 16th of August. Where in Italy, if it's a Tuesday or Wednesday, they just shut down and celebrate.
Right.
A weekend don't mean anything to them. Every day's a Sunday to them,
Yeah.
And it was pretty slick, we went there, and they had the 3-day festa like we did. And that was a lot of fun to go there. And they couldn't have treated us any better. They housed us, and we had something to eat and drink, and we got an opera, so we couldn't have been treated any better. So we reciprocated when they came here.
We'll talk about generosity and reciprocation. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention, Beaver Valley Auto Mall for being, such a great part of, putting this all together and, allowing for this change to happen, allowing for Festa to continue on even in a new location.
Matt, you're absolutely right, because I've been doing the construction work, putting the stage up and stuff like that, and I need some plug-ins for, to keep my drills and my equipment charged up. And I went there, and I know the owner of the place, but he's on vacation. And the lady stepped up, Carla, and says, anytime you guys want to use a plug or park here, please feel free. My God, what cooperation. Before I even went and asked, they come out there and offered. And I had my car parked there so I can work out there with my tools in the back end. And some of the workers come out there, and I asked if my car's in the road. Absolutely not. We have 2 doors. We can go in and out. You stay where you're at. I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, every one of them. Well, I must have dealt with a half a dozen people just yesterday, and they just bend over backwards to help you. Again, there's Beaver County, and like you said, that auto mall people did that. And, and they were in a way they're going to move their cars so there's more parking. And they just literally said, this is what we're going to do, without even asking. And that, again, shows you the generosity.
Natalie, you want to add to that?
Yes, thanks, Matt. Once again, I just want to highlight some things that I may have missed earlier with our vendors, and then I'll do our thank yous. Hot Ash wood-fired pizza will be there. Who doesn't love wood-fired pizza? I know It's one of my faves. Homemade ravioli and gnocchi, funnel cake, and some chicken parmesan. And then in addition to that, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that we also have memorabilia, tank tops, T-shirts, sweatshirts, bracelets, keychains, loads of Italian merchandise for purchase as well. So to those thank yous, Matt, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. A big thank you to Beaver Valley Auto Mall as the San Rocco Festa sponsor. We truly, truly appreciate everything they've done for us and continue to do for us. Absolutely a big thank you for letting us be here today to Matt and all of his other associates at WBVP. We are honored to be here. And if you are looking for some more information, you can go to our website, www.sanrocco.org. That is our source for any further information, and you can reach out to us through that website if you would like some more info.
And a thank you to both of you for coming in today, for sharing all of your different experiences and all the details for the event that's coming up this weekend. Again, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend to come on out and take part in one of the great grand traditions of Beaver County and helping out and all the great things that are going to be taking place, the music, the food, everything. So thank you both for coming in today and sharing that with us. And again, we're out of time, but again, there will be plenty of time to experience everything this weekend up at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall. Natalie, Henry, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Teleform's next here on a Thursday morning here on Beaver County Radio and beavercountyradio.com.
It's always the right time to shop the Hopewell Shopping Center, no matter what the season, no matter what the reason. It's truly your neighborhood shopping